So I was rambling. Cut off my video. Apparently this is a three-parter. I didn't know this was going to be so exciting, talking about everything. Uh, yeah, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Shibushi. I haven't actually been to Shibushi, but I have friends who live over there. Acquaintances. I don't know if we can... I think they're friends, but they might not think of me the same way. But anyway, yeah, so my point is, if you're willing to drive, you can go lots of places. So that kind of leads to the next one, which is this person wants to know more about Kanoya. Basically, it's an hour away from everything. It's technically an agricultural city. There's a lot of farmers, and Kagoshima in general is famous for black pork and black beef, which the meat isn't actually black, it's just the color of the fur, hide. I don't know. I don't know anything about farming or animals, obviously, except that you can smell them, like if the wind is just right. Yeah, Kanoya is pretty much an amalgamation. Ooh, good word. Just came to me. It's an amalgamation of a bunch of villages outside of Kanoya City, which happened a few years ago. So there's like all these tiny little villages that are now technically part of Kanoya City, which is why some of my schools are like half an hour away. Because those cities, they're not even cities. Those towns used to be like independent things and they would have their own ALTs, but now they've combined it. So, yeah, it's not that big of a deal. We get reimbursed for gas too, which is cool. Yeah, Kanoya has a population of about, I think it's 105,000 people. It's not huge, and there's not like a rocking nightlife like some people are kind of upset about. Some people, not me. I'm not really a nightlife kind of person. We have bars and stuff. Like there's a really cool bar called Gokins, and the guy who owns it really loves Australian rugby, and he makes this really good drink with fresh blueberries and vodka, and it's amazing. Anyway, yeah, Kanoya, like, I like Kanoya because it's honestly it's the same size as well, it seems like it's the same size as Colorado Springs, which it's not population wise. It's about 1/6 or maybe less than that. But I don't know. It has what you need. We have more than a few 24-hour grocery stores. We have clothing stores. It's like I live right by the bypass, which it there's a lot of stores up that way, but it's kind of taken away from like the central part of Kanoya, like the downtown-ish area, if you can call it that. There's a whole street where there's a bunch of just like closed down shops, which is kind of sad. But I don't know. We have what we need, and there's tons of pachinko parlors, which is gambling. I'm not entirely sure what pachinko is. It's just that it's gambling, and they're everywhere, literally. But nobody knows anybody who, like, none of the other ALTs know anyone that does pachinko. Like, we've asked, like, do you ever go to the pachinko parlor? And everyone's like, no, you don't do that. It's a waste of time. But like, these places are busy all the time. It's just the parking lots are full all the time. They're all lit up, and there's like, it's crazy. Oh, and then we have the Sun Road, which is where the snack girls work. And snack girls are these girls, they might be kind of like escorts. I'm not entirely sure. But they dress up in very, like, really scary high heels and slinky clothes, and they hang out on this road. And there's actually two of them, but the Sun Road is the main one. There's other bars on that street, but they get basically paid to talk to guys, like that go to the snack bars. And apparently you make a lot of money from doing this, so I've heard. So that was a little new to me. The nightlife is pachinko parlors and snack bars. So, yeah. More about Kanoya. I don't know. A lot of farming. I live right next to a field. There's a lot of kids here, I've noticed. More, I guess it's more people are having kids in Kagoshima than, or Kyushu Island maybe, than the rest of Japan. Because Japan has a declining population. But in Kanoya, there are children everywhere, which is crazy. So, I think that's, I don't know. If you have more specific questions about Kanoya, I can answer them, but that's all of interest that I can really think of right now. And plus, this is my third video, so I figure I should get to the next question. Okay, I have a question about transportation. So this is gonna be different, like, depending on where you are, also. I have a car, which I need, since I have 2 schools that are out on the coast, half an hour away. Julia, who is one of the prefectural ALTs and only has 1 school, does not have a car. She has a bike, which is going to be awesome in the winter for her, but... so, I know the Kagoshima City ALTs are not allowed to have cars, because to have a car in Kagoshima City, you have to prove that you have somewhere to park it, which means you have to pay for a parking spot, which can get really expensive. So all the ALTs in Kagoshima City use buses and tram. The public transportation in Kagoshima City is amazing. It's really good. There's taxis everywhere, which are a little expensive. But the tram goes through the whole city. There's buses everywhere. So that's cool. They also have trains. Yeah, they have a... I haven't actually been on a train yet because there are no trains in Kanoya. We have a train station memorial next to City Hall, which is where the train station used to be, but they closed it down like 20 years ago because nobody used it. So, yeah, we have no train on this side. There's a few on the Osumi Peninsula side, but most of the trains go from like Kagoshima City and up through Kirishima. And there's trains there. And then they have the Shinkansen, which is the bullet train, which goes all over Japan. And it's way fast. But it's also really, really expensive. So, like, Julia is going to Tokyo, I think, for this. We have next Monday off. So we have a long weekend. She's going to Tokyo. And she's taking a plane because she said it was the same price as the Shinkansen, but a lot faster. So you can imagine how expensive it is to, like, ride it if it costs the same as a plane ticket to Tokyo. So, anyway, you can walk places too. A lot of the city people walk. Kagoshima City people. I say the city now. Cool. Like Kanoya, you can walk too. But stuff's a little more spread out here. Like, I've walked a few places, but car is definitely the the thing to do. So, yes, that is the end of my questions, and I'm approaching the 10-minute mark on my third video, so I think that's enough. We have half an hour of me rambling on about a lot of different things. So, I hope you enjoy.